in the Carolinas. Lindsay's in Charleston. Alan is in Charleston. Miles in Laura. A lot of people. Alan. A lot of people specifically in Charleston, South Carolina.
Hey, Alan.
And they had another one of those Brinks trucks open up. And everybody's out in the road
So you're
trying to get some money.
They're not doing this on purpose.
Who on purpose?
The Brinks truck?
This is just a way to
get the Brinks name out there? Be like, hey, do you want your money not to be safe?
Guerrilla marketing?
To stimulate, maybe guerrilla marketing to stimulate the economy. Like people are.
Do you know how the economy works? Because
no,
steal
let
the
them
money.
explain.
Okay,
People steal the money. People then spend the money. The banks, it was just going to go into this. It was going to go into circulation to like.
Listen, we can't be raising minimum wage, but what we can do
is
just have our Brinks truck fly open and a bunch of random people get money.
You get busted if you're caught with the money.
But what are the odds of this happening again? They're trying to like.
What's more likely, that this is some deep state operation, or that the dummies running the Brinks truck are so bored by their jobs that they're not paying attention to what they're doing?
Operation. No one's going to be risking that money. No one's going to risk that money.
But the drivers aren't on the hook for it. Maybe they'll lose their jobs, right? This is why people feel no compunction whatsoever to get out in the road and take the money. They go, they can. It's just banks' money. They're insured.
But that's true, though.
But that's not the point. Anyway, let me play this news story here from Charleston.
For joining us at noon, I'm Hannah Getz. Sunset Road just reopened in North Charlotte after.
And Hannah gets whatever Hannah wants. Look at her, she's cute.
Some sort of incident involving an armored truck. From Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, we could see these metal boxes in the road along with a Guardia armored truck around 11 o'clock today.
Packed like lemmings into shiny metal boxes. Anyone?
But we couldn't see any actual cash in the road. We've reached out to CMPD to find out what happened and if there was cash in the road. We'll update you when we learn more.
See, these people are smart. They got all the money before anybody could show up on the scene. Because the story said that the truck spilled $100,000 and that everybody grabbed it up. So maybe Chopper 5 got there too late. But again, we've talked about this before, when these trucks, and you go, what are the chances this would happen again? Chances are pretty good, because a lot of people just don't care about what they're doing. They're so irretrievably bored by their job that they're like, okay, what? I forgot to.
How did this happen?
Jim forgot to put the lock on the back door of the Brinks truck, because the people in the road are like, hey, they're insured. The guys driving the truck, they don't care. Maybe you lose your job, maybe. But you go and get another job driving another Brinks truck. You always blame it on somebody else. It was a faulty lock. Oh, okay. Well,
do you feel like you're a target when you drive a truck like that? I feel like
everybody has this idea that Brinks trucks are like, because people have watched a lot of movies like The Italian Job and things like that. It turns out you just empty it out into the road. You don't even have to create some Robert De Niro, Eddie Norton type situation. You don't even have to plan a heist. Just follow one of these trucks around, and eventually
negligence is
negligence. One of these dummies is going to leave it open. The money was in an unknown number of bags that fell from the truck. This was 10
They
o'clock.
should have an inventory on that.
That's what I'm saying. No one knows. That's
hey,
what I'm
guys,
talking about.
You know how many bags you had when you left? Count how many you have now.
Mm-hmm.
Subtract the two. That's how many you're missing. An unknown number of bags. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody's at the wheel anymore, literally and figuratively. So police didn't arrest anyone, but maybe it was an inside job. In this case, maybe the driver left the door open, right? Bags happened to fall by the wayside. So it's not like money flying. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But they said they lost $100,000.
Ooh.
And some of it.
$100,000 to a massive bank.
Well, I guess if that's how you look at it, you'd be right. To a bank, $100,000 is not a lot of money.
At all.
But it's also
Still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money,
And
but it's also not. Now, here's the thing
Don't just
too.
write it off.
You
What
don't wanna
if
lose it?
Right? Do you know what a write-off is?
No, I'm not meaning like a tax write-off, but is what do they have it when
Like
it's
bad
stolen or
debt?
No, like stolen or lost.
Shrinkage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if banks. They're not a Target that
Okay.
has that lost some
Right, it's not like at a
toothbrushes.
At a Subway when you have to throw the stale bread away. Like, oh, it's stale money.
Let me whip a scenario on you though.
That
Maybe on your
Poundcake is right, and this is a way to stimulate the economy in the area.
not that, but he might accidentally be right. Because think about this: what if, and there would be no way to plan this, but the banks just have our money, right? And they gamble our money. Banks are always investing our money. So the only thing that you expect from your bank is when you go to your account, you'll have the amount of money you're supposed to have. What if one or two people on this Interstate 77 near Charleston, South Carolina, what if somebody grabbed a bunch of that money out of the road, but it turned out they had an account at that bank, and it in fact was some of their money? That there'd be, again,
You still need to make
no
a
way to
withdrawal.
prove this.
You need a
but
withdrawal
just-
slip at least.
Yes, just as a thought exercise, maybe there could be something there. I like when the cops go, please avoid the area and choose alternate routes. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars in the road. Please find another way to get to your destination. So they don't know what happened. The bags fell from the truck. They said something in the truck malfunctioned, like the door. And they said that people were running in different directions, hugging bundles of money. And it's not like you can blame them. Again, this isn't my thing, but it's not like you can blame people for running out in the road and hugging bundles of money. There's probably people who don't hug their children who are out there trying to scoop up. Like you're inside the cash tornado coffin. Remember, we used to
Oh,
do.
yeah, we
We'd
did
take
that
that
at
around.
the-
We'd have a grand prize thing and whatever.
So fun. It's way
money-
harder than you think.
Yeah, whatever money you can grab in our cash tornado, that's what you take home. So some local tweeters down there in Charleston, where some people are live tweeting the whole situation.
What you don't want to do is have anything that leads back to you. And that's the thing is this usually happens during the day. So there's always a helicopter or some video of the people gathering the money. And then you jump in your car and it's easy to trace you. You gotta just run into the woods.
You got to be on the side of the road with your hazards on, like your car was just happened to be broken down,
Right.
and you
It's
run
all
off
about
into
timing.
the woods.
It's always about
Yes. URUNNOFT, and you're hugging that bundle of money. Now, on the other side of the woods, you walk out with two bulging pockets in your pants. You're going to have to do some splaining on that.
You bury in the woods and then come back at a
Oh.
later time.
Like treasure,
Mm-hmm.
like buried treasure,
Yup.
like Oak Island out there off the coast of Seattle. All of the conversations about aliens and things like that, everybody wants there to be aliens. I got a call from Matt on the after hours line. He didn't buy any of it.
I would like nothing more than there to be aliens, don't get me wrong. But do we really think with how unbelievably depressingly large and vast the universe is, that there's some kind of creature that figured out a way to traverse all those distances, but then by the time they made it to Earth, they crashed because they couldn't handle the ship anymore? It seems so ridiculous, especially in a world where everybody has a high-definition camera in their pocket. That the best we have are these scrambly images from radar that are probably, honestly, just some artifact of the camera or the computer or some bug that's put in there by China. If we haven't been visited by aliens, I'm sure there's aliens out there, but they're so incredibly far away, or they died off 8 million years ago, 50,000 light years away, and there's no way that we'll ever know they were there. it's a nice thought, but there's no aliens on Earth. Come on.
Man, come on. Is it a nice thought, though, or is it, but this is the Fermi paradox, right? We've talked about this before. It's that discrepancy between we don't have any evidence of it and the mathematical probability that there are probably, yes,
Other life
things
forms
out, other life forms, sure.
But then the probability that they know how to do interstellar travel is, there's a chance, but it's unlikely.
I like the theory that we are the descendants of aliens. I like the theory that aliens came here millions of years ago.
Someone's a Scientologist.
And not Xenu. We're not full of Thetans. Although if that were to turn me into Tom Cruise, I would probably sign up somewhere. Put me in the Tom Cruise column, not in the Danny Masterson column.
You want to be like Tom Cruise?
Things seem to have gone pretty well for Tom Cruise. He's a hard-working guy, right? He is singularly focused. Who wouldn't want to be Tom Cruise?
I don't really want to be Tom Cruise.
He checks a lot of boxes. If you're into people with ambition, like I am, that's a very valued quality to me. You don't find him more ambitious than him. By all accounts, at least to the ticket-buying public, he seems unfailingly polite. He's famous, so for people who just want to be famous, he ticks that box. And yeah, he's a Scientologist, and that's pretty kooky. But, you take the rough with the smooth. I like the theory that we are the descendants of aliens, because it would upend everything we've been led to believe, everything we think we know.
I was watching a podcast about atheists and how the Big Bang Theory discredits their system and belief just because
The TV show?
No.
Oh.
The theory.
A lot of people renounced God after watching The Big Bang Theory.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you don't believe in God, you believe in science only, you're believing in one miracle, which is the Big Bang Theory. Like, nothing comes from some.
Well, it's not considered a miracle, though.
But how?
And it is, it is only a theory.
But I'm saying science is the study of the world and everything in it without any supernatural interference. The Big Bang Theory would be supernatural interference because it didn't come from anything. Nothing was there. So how did it just?
Well, that's the theory.
Okay, but
no one is.
If scientists believe then it goes against their.
No, because no one casts the Big Bang Theory as mystical. It's just that we can't conceive of something that wasn't there and then was there. So that doesn't discount atheism. Atheism is simply you don't believe in a higher power.
Who created God, Poundcake?
I don't know. I'm not God.
Listen, AC/DC asked it best,
human.
all right? Who made who?
Dog in the road? Oh.
That too. But the movie Maximum Overdrive. Who made who? Indeed. But I'm glad that you're listening to podcasts on atheism. It's interesting.
Yeah, it was just a little clip that, like, you know, once you listen to one podcast, it always suggests other ones.
You go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Because I'm like, it's hard to believe. My personal belief system is, yes, I was raised Christian, but also I do have some questions about some things in the Christian religion, but it doesn't.
How? Everything's explained so well.
But also, I don't
Two
believe,
of every animal got on a boat, Poundcake.
A little
but I
boat.
don't believe everything that science puts out either. Like, I always had questions about.
Yeah, but science is not about belief.
But it's
Religion is about belief. Science is about evidence. So if there is no evidence, then those theories are still being tested. There's no belief in science.
But I also refuse.
For people who go, I don't believe, it's not about belief. Belief is a matter of faith. That is strictly the domain of religion. Science is not rooted in belief. Science is rooted in evidence.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying with, like, the Big Bang Theory. There is no evidence of that. So who just came up with that? That's someone who couldn't explain a purpose for God and everything. And
somebody didn't just make it up.
They didn't just go. There was.
Someone did literally just make it up. How?
Because they have reverse engineered millions of years of scientific data.
No, the hell they didn't.
You're
just
saying
said
that that's not what they did.
I'm
a
saying
guy,
that's absolutely not what they
Jim
did.
Big Bang just came up and said, "Hey guys,
Someone was frustrated and couldn't explain how the world got here, and
Do you think
you are defining religion as we have this conversation. People who couldn't define the physical world around them, so they made things up to explain them.
So
There's a sun god. That's why it comes out and goes away every night. Don't make the gods mad. That's why we're getting so much rain. There are mathematical...
Haven't religion been here longer than science?
Huh?
Hasn't religion been here longer than science?
Has religion been here longer than science?
Science has existed forever.
I'm saying, not necessarily, I mean, the study of it?
Well, religion can last forever because it doesn't require evidence, and it can constantly change its story. Now, science changes its story when there's new evidence. Religion can do whatever it wants to do.
Okay.
God wants this, now he doesn't want this. Pope says this, now he says this is okay. Because it's whatever you say. But science has to be rooted in something. If you read the general theory of relativity, if you read Einstein, if you read physics, fundamentals of physics, those are all of the underpinnings of the Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Things that came along. Yeah, I imagine religion predates science, sure. Just like alchemy became...
Even the scientists of that age were with religion. Like, they were Christian scientists, and they were like, well, God did this, and they justified it with religion. And I don't think that they are wiser than we are because they lived in that time. They know, like, I feel like they're more in tune.
No, they
with
knew way
spirituality.
less than we know. So, back when people thought you had to drill into people's heads to let the bad humors out because you had ghosts in your brain. Like, they knew way less than we know now.
But why are older religions looked at as, like, more trustworthy? You know what I mean? When you were
Who
talking
says that?
Well, it's just tradition.
You mentioned, like, the Jewish religion.
Well, because traditions and stories and oral tradition, and that's a very powerful thing.
But I'm saying Judaism has been around since the beginning of recorded time. So is there some, I don't know, is there some truth in their religion? Are they more trustworthy than any other religion?
So you're saying that just because...
Are you trying to trick us into saying that we don't trust the Jews?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, Bill.
Nice try.
I'm just saying older religions, like...
Just because a religion has held on for a long, long time, religion goes to people's emotions. Every time there's some new evidence that disproves something that people already believe or have faith in, it's not like have you noticed that people aren't exactly flipping on religion? I mean, fewer and fewer people are going to church now, but it's not for the reasons you think.
But there's also ancient Greece, there's ancient, like pagans, all this stuff existed before Judaism.
But is there science in their practices, though?
I don't know, man.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just asking questions.
There probably were. I mean whatever the science of the day was.
Yeah. And if you look at paganism or even ancient Egypt and things like that, they understood how the sun and moon worked. So they had some understanding of astronomy.
Big Bang Theory just comes from the belief, not the belief. It comes from the calculations born out of the fact that the universe is expanding outward. So it came from a central point. And so the theory, that's why it's the theory. They go, well, okay, based on the reverse engineering or whatever calculations we can make on the rate at which the universe is expanding. And sometimes they go, oh, it's slower than we thought. And other times they go, oh, it's faster than we thought. I'm too dumb to figure that out, but you'll see even within that community, you'll see, conflicting opinions or conflicting hypotheses on things.
Okay. Was just curious. I just remember you were saying there should be no reason for a modern religion such as Scientology, something that was around like in the 50s and 60s or something like that. You said shouldn't be any reason.
Well, that was one big grift. I mean, that was just L. Ron Hubbard getting people to do stuff. I mean, that wasn't even... I don't even think L. Ron Hubbard, a lot of the modern religions, people go, I'm God, listen to me. We don't need you. I'm God, I'm his vessel. I don't think L. Ron Hubbard was doing that. He goes, no. We're the product of aliens. And he's a sci-fi author who started a religion. And he got enough people to go, yeah, that sounds right, you know. So, yeah, who knows? Listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I would point you in that direction. Because we collectively are too dumb to know what that stuff's all about. But he's pretty smart in making it dummies understand it, like me. I got a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. You want to watch live. And you can listen on that iHeartRadio app, wherever you are.
We got stuff. You want stuff. Win stuff. This week at WMMS.com.
Register to win VIP tickets to one of the most notorious haunted attractions in Northeast Ohio. 7 Floors of Hell at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. A true evil experience featuring 7 floors with 7 unique horrifying haunts, from ghostly apparitions to deranged asylum patients. Open every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Get more info and register to win at WMMS.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented